I would like to shout out T Maxie for sending me the story. And when I opened up this story, I swear to God, I thought that this was a fake news type of story until I found out that it was indeed true. Now, by the time I get through even just a portion of this video, you're going to learn that the agenda is definitely real. And when I say the agenda, I think many of you know where I'm headed with this. But in this picture, you see two people. On the left is a woman by the name of Karen Francis, and on the right is her daughter, Casey Francis. I'm just assuming that her last name is Francis. And this girl, and this happened in South London, by the way. This didn't happen in the States. This girl was suspended from school because she asked to be exempt from class when they were about to do a lesson about the LGBT lifestyle. Oh, it gets worse from here, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the title that I read to you. Let me go ahead and start reading. A 10-year-old who was suspended from school for a week after asking her teacher permission to be excused from participating in a Pride Month LGBT lesson has gone on the record to explain the real dangers of the invasion of LGBT ideology in her school. Before anybody knew what LGBT meant, everybody knew what gender they were, explained Casey, who along with her classmate Farrell, was suspended from the Heavers Farmer Primary School located in Croydon, South London. Now, for a 10-year-old girl, just in that statement alone, she has proven that she is more wise and more capable of understanding what agenda is going on more so than people who are more than twice her age, like her teacher. And I'm going to pull up the teacher's image in a second. But now people are confused, continued the precocious 10-year-old, and they're saying that they're bisexual and trans because they are confused. Before this happened, they were completely confident of who they were, but now they are not. It's really affecting other kids, explained Casey, because now they're losing confidence in themselves, looking at themselves and asking, why am I this person? Why can't I be someone else? Before all this happened, people knew who they were, said Casey. School children are now facing the choice of what gender they are by the age of 4. Now, all the stuff that I just read to you is all quotes from this 10-year-old. And everything that she's saying is complete facts. Susan Pappas, the head of Heavers Farmer Primary School, Croydon, South London, who banned the children from the school for 5 days for alleged anti-LGBT comments, has been reported to the local authorities for what amounts to an unlawful act. Good. She needs to be arrested and she needs not to be a teacher anymore. All because these kids asked to be excused from that lesson. She took that as being offensive. It makes me wonder if she's a part of that lifestyle. Christian Concern, an advocacy group seeking to restore the United Kingdom to the Christian faith, recounts the incident that led to the two students being suspended. On June 20th, Farrell, sitting next to his friend Casey in class, asked his Year 5 class teacher, "Sir, please, may I not take part in this lesson?" When the teacher handed out LGBT material for coloring, the teacher refused permission, saying that the LGBT lesson was part of the curriculum. Did you hear that? It says that the LGBT lesson was a part of the curriculum, meaning the teachers have to give that lesson, even if it's against their own judgment or against their own will. Don't tell me there's no clear-cut agenda. Now, like I said, this happened across the pond. This happened in London. This didn't happen in the States. But I've heard that many states are looking into including lessons into public school about that lifestyle. I think they probably already started on the collegiate level. But see, in college, you can pick and choose your classes. Well, you might take the class if they make it one of those classes that you have to take almost like at an entry level, where it's like basic classes that, you know, freshmen and stuff take. Or maybe it's a part of your major. But they're trying to do it now on public school levels where you'll have no other choice but to take those classes. After class, the form teacher is said to have accused Farrell of using homophobic language for allegedly saying LGBT sucks and LGBT is dumb, which the child denies. Now it sounds like the teacher is just straight up lying on this kid. Now, the one I'm talking about is not her in the picture. It's her friend that they're talking about. So this teacher came up with a lie to say that he doesn't like that lifestyle and it's an abomination, all kinds of stuff like that, all because he said he wants to be excused from the class. Because see, he had to create a buffer in order to have a reason to suspend this child from school. Because him simply saying he wanted to be excused from doing this lesson wouldn't have been enough grounds for him to suspend him. So he had to embellish something to make it, I guess you can say, justifiable to have him be suspended. I'm talking the lengths that they went with this. Farrell, who was sitting with the female pupil Casey, said he is a Christian and told a visitor teacher he did not accept LGBT because of his religion. The teacher asked the two children, "Do you want them to die?" We said no, Farrell replied. If, however, they went back to their countries, they would be punished for being gay, Farrell told the teacher. The teacher asked Farrell where he was from. Farrell said he was of African Jamaican heritage, so that was another black student. And because there everybody is Christian and Catholic, so they don't accept LGBT. Later, Miss Pappas shouted at the two children in front of the class, according to Casey, yelling, "How dare you? You are a disappointment to the school." Now, this is a woman telling these two kids that, and like I said, I'm gonna pull up her picture in a second. "How dare you say that you want to kill LGBT people?" Casey replied, "I didn't say kill." Pappas then shouted at her and said, "Yes, you did, and don't lie." Casey, a Pentecostal Christian, says she was kept in detention for 5 hours from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Casey and Farrell's version of the story, which differs wildly from what their teacher and the head of their school alleged, has been corroborated by their classmates. This is why parents are beginning to see the new dangers of the imposition of the new sexual and gender ideology that does not permit dissent even from innocent 10-year-old children, said Andrea Williams, chief executive of the Christian Legal Center, which is aiding the two students and their families in this matter. This incident highlights again just how aggressive and intolerant the LGBT agenda can be. Even she said that this is an LGBT agenda. An ideology that has to resort to such heavy-handed tactics to force 10-year-old children to accept something that instinctively they do not only highlights how life-crushing that ideology is. Here we see the fragility of this whole sexual agenda imposed on our children and unable to withstand the challenge of innocent 10-year-old children. When bullies know that right is not on their side, they resort to coercion and intimidation. That is exactly what is being played out in the Heavers Farm Primary School. Now, I'm going to pause this right quick and I'm going to pull up an image of the one who shouted at these two children. This is the person right here. This is Susan Pappas. This is the one that said, "How dare you want to kill LGBT people," and stuff like that. See, she added on to the embellishment that a teacher had made. The first teacher, he basically said, let me see if I can scroll back up and find what he said. He's the one that said that he was telling him that the LGBT sucks and that they're dumb. And she's the one that came back and said, "How dare you? You are a disappointment to the school. Do you want them to die?" And this, that, and the third. They, like I said, had to add on to this lie in order to have a reason to suspend them, because them simply saying that they wanted to be excused from the class for whatever reason wasn't enough for them to actually remove them from the class. And it's no surprise to me that she is a palm-colored woman and that the two students that they got mad at happened to both be black. Like, it's obvious now. It is so obvious now. But you know what's so crazy? The people in that community probably are not going to say much about it. They're probably not, because they'll put their lifestyle before anything else, before being a decent human being. And really, who should be yelling the loudest, seeing as how both of the students are black, are the people who are in that community who are black. But many of them lead with their sexuality first before their social construct. So there's that. But like I said, the lengths they will go to push this agenda, and I'm so glad that the person who was helping them out, that Andrea Williams, actually called it an agenda, because that's exactly what it is. But they in that community will not see it that way. They will not. because it goes against their narrative, because they feel that they are the ones that are oppressed. Hell, you have some people in that community that feel that they're more oppressed than we are as black people. Or they'll try to equate it. I've seen those shirts that say gay is the new black. I'm like, just stop it. You're reaching. The stars ain't aren't far and wide enough for you to reach, so now you want to reach out past the damn galaxy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.